Before we get started in the video, I just wanted to say thank you everyone for the massive support and love that everyone has been showing on my videos. We just hit 1,000 subscribers and I just wanted to say thank you before the video started, since at the time of me editing this I just hit it. So much love and enjoy the video. Hey guys, Misery here, back with another CZM video, and today I'm going to be doing a video on should you summon Sereniel. So if we go over here to the rescue and we go over to Sereniel's banner real quick, there's a little less than 8 days left. I think most people know the answer already if should you summon Sereniel or not. I don't think she is a must pull, but she is really good. I don't think anyone is a must pull in this game due to how versatile every unit is, but if you can, I would suggest summoning for Sereniel, considering 1, she is limited, 2, she is really powerful. With her being a limited, she is not going to be coming back for a while. Same with her partner Peko over here. This partner is also limited and it says seasonal up here. So if we click this, it says that seasonal partners will not be included in the standard recruitment pool after their seasonal combatant radar partner recruitment period ends, and that these seasonal partners may be re-released in the future. So it could be 8 months from now, it could be 6 months from now. We do not know when Peko and Sereniel are going to be coming back. Now if we also click seasonal up here, it says the same thing for Sereniel. These seasonal combats may be re-released in the future. But yeah, this banner also has some nice 4 stars. We have Selena and we have Nia. Most people probably already have Nia at E6, since we also had Nia on Yuki's banner, I think it was. Or maybe it was Haru's, I can't remember. It was a few months ago, but it was one of those that we had Nia on. Which means that most people have her E6 already, which is going to be better because the more units you have at E6, especially for 4 stars, you get a ton more dupe currency for this shop, where you can buy dupes and you can buy partners for limiteds or the new rate up, whatever you want. Because a 4-star dupe originally gives 4 dupe currency if it's not E6, but at E6 it goes up to 10, which is 2.5 times the amount of dupe currency after E6. But if we go back to the banner and we go over here to agent info, I wanted to touch up on Sereniel's Dupes, aka Manifest Egos. And if I hadn't made it clear yet, yes, you should summon for Sereniel, even if it's just 1 copy at E0, because it's a limited unit. And I think the unspoken rule for most limited units is to get at least 1 copy for every game, not just CZN, because you don't know whether if they're going to be insane, and if they aren't insane, they could get buffed in the future, because meta is always changing in these games. But Sereniel's E1, it just gives a plus 50% damage amount to Pale Shooting Star, and instead of activating 3 originally, this activates 5 homie lasers in the draw pile and graveyard. So it adds 2 more plus more damage on that card. And then E2, arguably her best dupe in my opinion, in her sweet spot. At the start of the battle, create 2 homie laser L's, and at the start of the turn, if homie laser is one of the cards drawn, draw 1 card. So you get some draw power here, and you start the battle with homie lasers, which makes ravaging units a lot more easier and accessible straight out the gate. Not to mention the utility and being able to draw cards is also really good. And then onto her E3, plus 50% damage amount to Death Halo, aka her ult, and apply haste to each homie laser L that is moved by her ult, Death Halo. So essentially what haste does right here says this card does not reduce the enemy's action count. So the lasers that are moved with her ult, when you use them, it will not make the enemy's action count go down, which is kind of niche, but it can help in some situations. You're probably mainly going to go for E3 just to get to E4, to be honest, because her E4 is pretty good. It says for each homing laser that is moved to hand on Ravage, Sereniel gains a Firepower Amp effect. Firepower Amp plus 10% damage amount to Sereniel's attack cards for 1 turn. This can stack up to 5 times, so this is an extra 50% damage amount. Every time you move the max amount of homing lasers that this stacks to, which is going to be 5. And yeah, that is a huge upgrade. And then for her E5, you know, most E5s just suck. It's just potential levels. It's nothing too insane. It's just basic card upgrade, unique card upgrade, and common card upgrade. Nothing too special or worth mentioning. Only reason you're going to go for this is to get to the E6, which is pretty good. Which her E6 does. When an ally inflicts Ravage, Sereniel inflicts 80% damage for each segment of the Ravage target's max tenacity to that target. So if a target has 5 tenacity bars, 80% times 5 is going to be 400%. So when that tenacity is broken and ravaged, it's going to do a bunch of damage right when it gets ravaged, which is just extra damage. This is really good against something like the Great Rift boss, where it has a ton of tenacity bars, but outside of that, you don't really need to worry about this. And yeah, those are all of her dupes. Now, if we go over to my Sereniel, I currently have her E6 right now. I have her affinity level 34, 984 attack, almost 1,000, 62.5% crit chance, 213.8% crit damage, so I'm loaded on stats right now. For her partner, I'm running Peko. So basically what her partner does is that not only does it increase the assigned combatant's attack by 8%, but when the assigned combatant's card moves from graveyard to hand, you gain 1 repairs complete, which is extra damage amount to the assigned combatant. And the good thing about Peko is that she's one of the more universal partners in the game, whereas Yuki's, Haru's, or Chizuru's were just for them. This partner can be used on other hunters, just like Luke, Renoa, just any hunter. And then onto arguably the most important part in her partner's kit, this ego skill here. When an ally inflicts Ravage, 1 overclock to the assigned combatant. So what overclock does is that it gives a plus 25% crit chance buff to that unit when they ravage an enemy for the first time that turn. So that means it is easy to get a 100% crit rate on Sereniel when using this partner, because when you ravage and you're going to be ravaging a lot with Sereniel, you get an extra 25% crit chance. So if we go over here back to my stats real quick, I have 62.5% crit chance. And with 25 extra, that's 87.5% crit chance. I could get this crit chance higher if we go over here to my saved data, because if you look at my weapon, I have the Mutant Predator Spike. If you have the Assault Rifle that gives plus 10% critical chance to the 0 cost cards, you could get almost 100% crit rate. I think I have it on one of my decks if I remember correctly. Yeah, this one. This weapon can get you almost 100% critical chance on homing lasers, essentially. But your other cards would still be around like 90% and not 100 like your homing laser, but that is still good to keep in mind. So my deck that I am running for Sereniel is that I have 4 homing lasers, which is probably the best and most ideal what you want on Sereniel, just 4 homing lasers, whether it be destroy, add 1 hits, or start with them at the start of the turn in your hand. Those are going to be the 2 best homing lasers, and you want 4 copies of each. If you can get a divine on it like my deck has, this 2 vulnerable, this is really good. Because vulnerable is one of the best and strongest buffs in this game. It makes you do a ton more damage. And then onto her potentials, I have these maxed out. If you're going to pull Sereniel, you're going to want to get at least 60% crit chance so you can take advantage of this potential. And then this one, you just need 20%, which is going to be super easy. Everyone's got that. But what most people are struggling with is this 60% one, because not a lot of people have the best gear or crit chance. So yeah. And then if we go over here to my memory fragments, I'm just running her on a 2-2 set, 2-piece plus 25% critical damage and 2-piece plus 12% attack. Running a 4-2 is going to be better here, but I do not have a good 4-2 instinct set, the new one that just released when Chizuru dropped, but that is going to be better. You ideally want the 4-piece instinct set and then the 2-piece attack set. And then for main stats, I'm running a attack main piece for my 5th slot. Ideally you want instinct damage here, but like I said, I don't have the best gear, so this is going to be your best alternative. And then yeah, I'm just running attack main stat for 5 and 6, 4 slot main stat crit chance, and then just for every other piece, I just have crit damage, crit chance on all these subs. I do have her E6 myself. I did whale out on her. She is really good, super fun to play. I really enjoy her playstyle, her animations, just everything about her. So I wanted to go ahead and get E6, because she's limited. So I don't know the next time she's going to be back. I did end up using my Omega Codex for her E2. I think your E2 is going to be one of the better ones to use it on, especially for, people who can't get a ton of copies and just wanted to pull like maybe E0 or E1. But yeah, overall consensus is that I think everyone should pull at least 1 copy of Sereniel. You don't have to whale out on her, you don't have to get E6. She works amazing and is super good at E0 alone. Like when I first played with her, she was feeling so good and so strong that I was arguably considering that maybe she is a must pull. But that was just the FOMO hitting me. Your account will be perfectly fine and not bricked if you don't want to pull Sereniel, and if you want to save for a future unit like Narja, 9, or Typhera, the 3 next units that we have in the upcoming banners and going into season 2. Honestly, I think Narja is going to be a one and done unit. I don't think she's going to need dupes. I think she'll be super strong at E0, which hopefully is the case, because we gotta play with one of her cards in the story, and if that card is actually in her kit, she's gonna be an insane unit to pair with Sereniel. As you see myself, I don't have guaranteed rate up for the next unit I pull, so I've gotta luck out and win the 50-50 if I do go for an Narja, which I probably will, so I can make content on and make more videos on. And yeah, ultimately it's up to you. If you don't like the unit or her animations or her playstyle, then don't pull her. I recommend only pulling on units you like not based on if they are the best unit in the game or where they are on tier lists. I suggest everyone to go for who they like, who they find fun, you know, enjoyment over the meta. But I do assume that most people have pulled already based off just how much hype there is around this character. But if you haven't yet, I hope this video helps you to decide if you want to save or pull. And I figured I'd just make a should you pull video since we have a little less than 8 days left, just a little over a week at the time I'm recording this. Like I said before, I don't know when this is coming out, probably within the next few days. So that's going to be the end of this video. I hope this video was informative. I hope it helped you. If it did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see me do next, or if you have any video suggestions. And until then, take care, peace, and be safe.